Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. It's wrap-up day, it's the end of the month. Time to see how I got on with the pens that I chose for this month. So join me now, down on the table. We'll jump on in and we'll start ranking those pens and the inks. Welcome down to the table. So here we are at the end of the month. Time to see how I rank my pens. So this was a vacuum month, all vacuum filling pens. So let's see, how did these pens come in? How did I rank them? We're going to start obviously with the pen at position number 6. Position 6 I gave to the Visconti 3013, so the cheapest pen of the lot. It's not a bad pen. When it writes really well. A few issues I've got here, you can see we've got ink in the cap, so we've got some kind of leak there. Doesn't really hurt, but just something when I'm ranking I take into account. Why this comes in at position 6 is I've had flow issues. So I'll be writing away with it, then it'll just stop writing. A couple of shakes and it'll start up again, a couple of shakes like this. Then it'll go, sometimes it'll go for one letter, sometimes it'll go for a sentence or two, but it still stops. So yeah, unfortunately, not really enjoyed it. The ink, the Colorverse Kilonova, comes through on here as a little bit. Beautiful blue ink with a nice red sheen. I quite enjoy it. But for this month, I'm ranking, so this comes in at position number 6. Position 5. Let's just reposition the paper, shall we? And have a look at position number 5. Can we get, we can get most of them on. Position number 5, I've decided to give to the Asvine V169. Really nice pen. I like the looks of it. I like the weight of it. I like the size of it. Why have I marked this down? Well, again, very similar to that Visconti 3013. It's all down to the fact that the nib dries out really quickly. So if I leave it on my desk for a couple of hours, I come back, it won't write. I've got to shake it a few times. Sometimes I have to fiddle here with the knob and try pulling out the vacuum mechanism just slightly. So I would go up and down like that. Not very much, just a little bit. No leak in the cap on this one. So this is why actually it's gone to number 5. The determining factor for this, it was purely the fact that that nib would dry out. Once it was going, it was beautiful, very nice. Now, part of this I'm thinking could be to do with the ink I used. So the ink is a chameleon ink. It's Diamine upon a star. So hopefully you might be able to see a little bit of that chameleon coming through there. Got nice, there we are, really nice green there coming through. Let me see if I can get this to focus a bit better. There we go. Yeah, I can see some now coming through on the preview. So it's nice, but I'm thinking that what may happen is the nib dries out a bit and the chameleon blocks it. So I just need to get that ink going again and then it seems to be fine. But as I've already said, we are ranking. So I'm going to rank this at position number 5. Position 4, I'm giving to the TWSBI VAC 700R. Lovely pen, really nice to use. The nib's still a little bit on the stiff side, so that's one of the reasons I've dinged it a little bit. I know from previous experience with my TWSBI pens that will soften as I use it. Another reason here, you can see here we've got some sprays of ink coming there in the cap. So again, for ranking purposes, I've got to take that into account. Other than that, very nice pen. The ink, well, what more can I say? My favourite ink, Diamine Sleigh. Thinking about it, I should have used my other VAC 700R, which is the Iris. I think that would have been a better colour match for the ink, but I still think this blue goes quite nice with it. You know, blue, so we've got that frosty cold colour with the Sleigh. I absolutely love Sleigh. Again, let's see, can we show this off? Beautiful ink. There we are. We can see that greeny gold sheen coming through. Jumping ahead, but it's my favourite ink, full stop. Not just of the month, but to be honest, of all time so far. Again, though, we're ranking. So this comes in at position number 4. Next up, position number 3. Maybe a little bit of a shock to some people. Position number 3, I've decided to give to the Pilot Custom 823. Whoa, you're saying, well, that's one of your expensive pens. It is. It's a nice pen. It's lovely to write with. It's got a gold nib. We've got a 14 karat gold nib on here. There we go. It looks nice. I can see the ink there coming through it. Why have I marked it down? Well, I've got to be honest, it's all down mainly to the combo that I've used this month. So we started the month with Diamine Cinnabun. It's just too wet. The combo, as you can see, even on here, we're getting some feather in. Even on 52 GSM Tomoe River paper, it feathers terrible. It bleeds through terrible. It's just an extremely wet combo. Although you wouldn't think that though, would you, by looking at the drying times. Last week, so near the end of the month, I did change the ink. I stuck with that Cinnabun to try as much as I can. And I switched to Diamine Lemon and Lime. So here we've got another, I believe it's a chameleon. Again, let me see if I can get this caught. So it's a very pale yellow is the base colour. Then on top of that, if we can see some of that chameleon coming through, it's got a beautiful bright green, like shimmer chameleon colour to it. I love the colour of the ink and the chameleon. On here, when you're seeing it over the camera, it looks quite readable. It looks like a nice, lime green colour. The camera, though, makes it look better than it is. In real life, I can hardly read it. So I won't be using this ink again, certainly not in one of my normal pens. I may use it in something like a Pilot Parallels, maybe with the wider nib. I think I've got a pen with a 2.5mm nib, so I might try it in that. But certainly in a normal pen, it's just not usable for me. So here we come in at position and number. Oh, there we go. I picked the wrong pen, didn't I? I don't know. I'm using my Retro 51 for scoring. There we go. So position number 3. So we've got 2 pens left. We've got the Visconti Homo Sapiens and we've got the PenBBS 268. Can you guess which one comes in at number 2? If you said the PenBBS, you'd be right. So here we go, PenBBS 268. I've got this pulled out because I ran out of ink on the last day of using it. I haven't washed it out yet. I still mean to do that. It's nice. It's a nice size. Section is actually quite usable on this. It does feel a bit light, but, when you're considering it's only 27 Aussie dollars, that's not a problem. Although the nib is saying it's a fine, it writes more like a broad to me. Now, I think this is because when I first got this pen, I must have done some work on the nib. I must have spent time trying to increase the flow. I just can't remember. I've had this pen about 4 years. It's just so nice. We can see there we've got a nice juicy nib. I was going to say, is that still smudging? The ink comes down as a purple, but when I see it dry, to me, it dries to more of a brown colour. And that does make me wonder sometimes if I've got the right ink, but it is, and this is not just this pen. Everything I've used Season Night in does the same thing. So for ranking purposes, get the right pen, Gary. I don't know, I nearly did it again, used the wrong one. For ranking purposes, here we're coming in at position number 2. Which means that position number 1, it was obvious from the start, I think. The Visconti Homo Sapiens. It's just a stunner of a pen. Yes, it's expensive. It's very expensive. It ain't a cheap pen. Is it worth it? Well, yeah, people might argue that. I think it is because I love reusing it. The nib on here, it's 18 karat gold. It's got a gorgeous bounce to it. There you go. Hopefully the camera's capturing that for you to see. It's just a nice pen, full stop. It really is. Got a nice weight to it. The ink, Diamine Fireside Snug, is what I started the month with. I've now run out of that ink, so I no longer have any of that left. So I've changed the ink that I use. So with this pen, I've been using Fireside Snug for about 9 months because I really like the colouring. And I changed last week to Diamine Ghost. This is an interesting ink. It goes down with a bit of a green colour, but very quickly dries to this nice grey. And I thought it would go really well with this. I did think about a blue ink and a red ink, but I ended up thinking, nah, I don't often use grey inks, let's pop a grey in here. But that Fireside Snug, I think, just goes so well with this pen. But for the pen, this comes in at position number 1. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Now we'll take a look at the inks. So how did I rank the inks? So the ink I put in at position number 6 could only be the Diamine Cinnabun. It's just so wet, it looks horrible regardless of the papers, which is a shame because it's a nice colour and it's got a really, really nice scent to it as well. You get that smack in your face of Cinnabun every time you put it in a pen. So the ink at number 5, I actually gave to the Fireside Snug. It's nice. I think it's a good match. It's quite a nice orange colour. Orange isn't really a colour I would use, so it's good to have there an ink that challenges me. But the other inks, I just found them a bit more interesting. At position number 4, let's move this because we've got the bottom 2 there done. Position number 4, I'm giving to Diamine Seize the Night. So it's a nice purple ink, nice dark purple, but it does look brown to me. So it's what as I said earlier, always confuses me. The ink at position number 3, I'm giving that to Diamine Upon a Star. I like the colour. I like the little bit of chameleon that comes through. I just think it's blocking the feed or it's blocking the nib. That's the issue with the pen. But that's also a factor of the ink then, which is why this comes in at position 3. At position number 2, I'm giving that to Kilonova. Really nice ink. I like the blue, I like the sheen. This is a fine nib, so you don't see that sheen as much. But in some of my wider nibbed pens, you really do see that sheen coming through. Which, as is obvious from my comment earlier, position number 1, Diamine Sleigh Ride. I just love this ink. It is so, so nice. So let's fetch in the pens for one final look. So position 6, here we've got the Winsung 3013. Position 5, Asvine V169. Number 4, TWSBI VAC 700R. Number 3, Pilot Custom 823. Number 2, the PenBBS 268, and the winning pen for the month from Visconti, the Homo Sapiens. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. So what are you thinking about my ranking? Do you agree with it? Are there ones you disagree? Please drop your comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.